Okay, well, good morning. Aloha, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us across many time zones. I'm John O'Mara. I'm the chief scientist here at Keck Observatory, and I want to officially welcome you all to the 2020 Keck Science meeting. As you know, if you've been to a previous Keck Science meeting, this is a very different way of doing it. Thank you, COVID. But it has been made possible to do it this way by Herculean efforts by some of the people on the screen, Courtney Dressing and Andrew Howard as the co-chairs of the SOC. And I want to give a personal shout out to Shelley Pelfrey, who has worked absolute Zoom and Slack magic to help the next 2 days happen. I apologize in advance for any of the bumps we have along the way. You can blame me for those. But we have an extremely exciting lineup. I apologize for all the folks who asked for talks and didn't get them, but we've enabled a lot of features that Courtney and Andrew will talk about to let everybody talk about the great science and new instrument capabilities. And I really want to encourage everyone to move around the posters and see all the posters. People have done some great work, and we're doing posters in a fun way, which Courtney will speak to. But I want everybody to be able to see some posters. So please feel free to bounce around. I will stop talking and hand the mic over to the power combo of Courtney Dressing and Andrew Howard to kick off the meeting. So Courtney and Andrew.
Thanks, John. And thank you to everyone who's called in already. I see that we have 124 people online now, and we're just getting started. This is going to be a very different Keck Science meeting, but I think it's also going to be a lot of fun. And I hope that the changes we've made to accommodate the virtual format allow us to have more engaging interactions with posters than would be possible if we were in a conventional poster hall where it's crowded and you can't actually see everything. So we're really trying to look on the bright side here. And we're also trying to support attendees in multiple time zones by making sure that you can participate both synchronously and asynchronously. To get things started, I wanted to begin by sharing a list of where everyone is calling in from. In this word cloud here, if you look closely, you should be able to find your home institution. And if you can't find it, you probably need to pull out a magnifying glass. We have over 110 institutions represented here today and over 410 registered attendees. People are still registering for the meeting, so maybe we'll get to 500 by the end of the conference. We also span at least 12 time zones. So if you ask someone a question on Slack, maybe they'll be sleeping or maybe they'll respond in 5 minutes. But either way, hopefully they'll get back to you soon. I wanted to thank everyone who helped with this meeting. This meeting simply would not be possible without Shelley's tremendous dedication. She's been working night and day to get everything set up. It's been incredibly impressive. My co-chair, Andrew Howard, and the rest of the SOC worked hard to look at all of the talk and poster abstracts you submitted, sort them into categories, and select a slate of talks for the meeting. That was tricky because everything was so interesting. And if we could have, we would have given all of you talks. As it is, though, you'll have the opportunity to give mini talks during your poster sessions. So hopefully you'll enjoy that new format to be able to present your work in a slightly different way than you would at a conventional poster hall. I also wanted to thank our breakout session facilitators, as well as the breakout session chairs for running those breakout sessions, and our session chairs for stepping up and keeping all of us on time throughout this meeting. Finally, thank you to all of you for coming to the meeting and telling your colleagues and research groups to be here and join us for the wonderful science we're going to discuss. The Keck community is fantastic. And I know that you'll treat each other with respect and dignity and allow other people at this meeting to ask questions and give them space and respect others, regardless of whether they're more junior than you or more senior than you or what gender they are or what ethnicity or what race. Here, I'm showing the Keck 2020 Code of Conduct. By calling into this meeting and by interacting with the meeting materials, you have pledged to abide by this Code of Conduct. If you have any questions about the Code of Conduct, please email us or message us on Slack or on Zoom. During the meeting, I sincerely hope that you don't notice anything amiss, that everyone attending the meeting treats everyone with respect. If that doesn't happen though, if you notice anything, please speak up. We've provided multiple avenues for reporting misconduct. The easiest way to report it is to message us organizers on Slack or on Zoom. You can message any member of the scientific organizing committee or Shelley or anyone that you know that you want to tell, you can tell and they will tell us. If you don't want to have the complaint attached to your name, you can also go to the meeting website and click on the Reporting Misconduct link. When you do that, you'll be directed to this Google form shown on the right. If you choose to provide contact information, we'll be able to contact you about this. But if you leave that blank, we will not be tracing IP addresses, so your report will be fully anonymous. The additional way to report misconduct is to email us at ksm2020@list.astra.caltech.edu. Those emails are seen by Shelley, Andrew Howard, and me, so someone should be able to see it in a couple of minutes. Hopefully we won't need to use any of these avenues, but it was important for us to set them up so that we can have the safest meeting possible. Today, we're kicking things off with a bunch of talks. That's what you're in now. You're going to be starting talk session number 1. After the talks, we'll switch over to posters, and we'll have poster sessions for people in groups A and C. Then we'll have a break, and we strongly encourage you to get up and stretch. It's hard work sitting in front of computers for many hours each day. But if you really can't leave the meeting, you can always stay on Slack and check out more posters during all of the breaks. At noon, we'll have the second talk session. Then we'll have a longer break, which you can spend going to breakout sessions or having a meal and going for a walk. You can also try to do all 3. You could visit both breakout sessions and have lunch in the process. Then we'll have poster sessions for groups B and C, then more talks, and then finally, you can either end your day, particularly if you're eastward of California, or you can stick around for some breakout sessions and for an optional coffee. Bring your own coffee, of course, with Keck support staff. On Friday, the schedule is fairly similar, but the times are a little bit different. So be sure to check the schedule on the website to make sure you don't miss something. In most meetings, if you've been to KSM in the past, you're used to having a beginning talk by Hilton Lewis. For this meeting, we wanted to be able to have that talk attended by people from a wide range of time zones. So instead of happening at 10 a.m. Pacific, that talk, the big Keck overview talk, will be happening at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So come around to that session, to talk session 3, for the traditional start of the meeting talks. And that's where you'll hear updates about Keck and about Subaru. If you are presenting a poster, you're very familiar with this information, but if you're not, the poster presentation might be new to you. The way this works is that you can go to the website and browse the list of poster titles and abstracts and groups. The group is what tells you when the poster session will be held. We'll show advertisements for the posters whenever we have downtime, so you can see quick previews of what's on each poster. You can then go to Slack, which you can visit either on your browser or on your cell phone or your computer using a separate client, which is an easier way to work with Slack. And when you're in Slack, you can ask questions about the presentation. If the presenter is in the channel when you visit, they can also invite you to video chat so you can learn more about the poster. During the designated poster sessions, the poster presenters will be hosting video calls within their channels. We can have at least 15 people or we can have up to 15 people in the call. So if you're person number 16, you'll find that the call is full. So check out another poster and come back later. Hopefully you'll be able to see all of the posters that you're interested in. If you can't find these channels or any channels on Slack, when you're looking at your Slack interface, what you want to do is look at where it says channels, see the 3 vertical dots to the right of that, click on it, and then click on Browse Channels. Then you'll be able to see a list of all of the channels in alphabetical order. For talks, you're already in the right place. Talks will be held on Zoom using the same link for the whole meeting for the main session. Each talk also has a Slack channel. So when you have questions about a talk and your question isn't answered during the talk itself, you can go to Slack and put comments there. That's also a great place to include links to papers that you think other attendees might enjoy reading. All of the talks will also be recorded so you can watch them later on YouTube. Those might be great additions for teaching, for those teaching remote classes this semester. We have breakout sessions multiple times a day. Those breakout sessions will be held over their own Zoom links. So check the email that Shelley sent out for connection information for all of these. You can continue conversations from breakout sessions using the channels in Slack. And if you're curious to learn more about what's in each breakout session, go to the website and follow the link to go to the breakout session descriptions. We can also look at the recordings after the meeting on the Keck website YouTube channel. Finally, I wanted to encourage all of you to enjoy the meeting, and the best way to do that is to stay engaged. So please speak up and ask questions. No question is too basic to ask. So if you're wondering the question, somebody else probably has the same question. So please reach out to people and tell them how excited you are about the science they presented. Thank you again for coming to the meeting.